The 2024 U.S. presidential elections are right around the corner. Is Joe Biden better for the crypto industry, or is Trump better? Or DeSantis? Or someone else? You as a crypto investor need to understand each candidate's position on Bitcoin and crypto. Like this video, share this video with a friend. Here's our list, top 5 2024 U.S. presidential candidates and their views on crypto. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. DeSantis has officially thrown in his hat as a 2024 presidential candidate. Announcing this on Twitter Spaces with Elon Musk, DeSantis has been anti-CBDC for a while. We now know he is pro-Bitcoin and Dogecoin. Listen to this.
What is your view, I guess, broadly of Bitcoin and people's right to hold Bitcoin and to transact Bitcoin?
And Dogecoin.
You have every right to do Bitcoin. The only reason these people in Washington don't like it is because they don't control it. And they're central planners, and they want to have control over society. And so Bitcoin represents a threat to them. And so, as you're saying, they're trying to regulate it out of existence. Look, could Congress enact a statute to ban things like Bitcoin under the Constitution? They may be able to do. I would oppose that. I think people should be able to do Bitcoin. But Congress has never addressed this in this fashion. And for the bureaucracy to just do it on their own and make it so people can't operate in that space, that's what we mean when we say we've got to return the government to the people's elected representatives who are our voice to be able to make these decisions. And so as president, we'll protect the ability to do things like Bitcoin. I think these are people that are sophisticated. They can make decisions. There's risks involved with it, but let them do that. I just do not have an itch to have to control everything that people may be doing in this space. And I think that the current regime, clearly, they have it out for Bitcoin. And if it continues for another 4 years, they'll probably end up killing it.
Former U.S. President Donald Trump seems like the Republican candidate to beat. A lot of people like Trump. A lot of people dislike Trump.
Donald J. Trump is now president of the United States. President Obama is the ex-president.
Trump has given anti-Bitcoin rhetoric for years now, positioning his views as a pro-America view. I think if Trump understood Bitcoin more, he would change his mind. Yet, as of now, this is Trump's official position.
The currency of this world should be the dollar. And I don't think we should have all of the Bitcoins of the world out there. I think they should regulate them very, very high. Bitcoin, it just seems like a scam. I don't like it because it's another currency competing against the dollar. Essentially, it's a currency competing against the dollar. I want the dollar to be the currency of the world.
Attention. One of the best places to buy and trade Bitcoin and crypto is Bitget Exchange. Bitget has just signed on as a channel partner. I negotiated a deal for our audience. The first 1,000 people who sign up with our link below get a $20 coupon. No additional requirements to get that coupon. $20 if you're a new sign up. In addition, deposit just $100 in USDT or more and get 10% cash back up to a $150 bonus. In addition, execute just one trade and get another $10 bonus. The first 1,000 new people who sign up with our link below get that money. Hurry up, sign up, deposit $100 or more, get 10% cash back, execute one trade, get the other bonus. In addition, you can complete a series of tasks and earn up to $5,000 more dollars. Bitget is a top 5 derivative exchange in the world, a top 10 spot exchange in the world. They are the largest and leading spot and futures copy trading platform. They have 8 million users in more than 100 countries. They have a 300 million protection fund, second only to Binance, I believe. They do Merkle Tree proof of reserves. They partnered with Lionel Messi. Hurry up, create an account, link below. First 1,000 people who use our link get special bonuses. Buy and trade crypto at Bitget Exchange. Current U.S. President Joe Biden is the candidate Republicans will have to beat. We'll once thought it possible that Joe Biden could be pro-crypto because in 2020, his second biggest campaign donor was FTX's Sam Bankman-Fried. Joe Biden's first term in office has shown us that crypto innovation in America is not as important to him as other things. Recently, while the world awaits a solution to America's debt ceiling problem, President Joe Biden once again throws shots at the crypto industry, saying, "I'm not going to agree to a deal that protects wealthy tax cheats in crypto traders."
I'm not going to agree to a deal that protects wealthy tax cheats and crypto traders while putting food assistance at risk for nearly 1 million Americans.
By the way, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Daily videos just like this, keeping you informed on the entire cryptocurrency market. If you're interested in making money in cryptocurrency, subscribe to our channel, Daily Videos. Vivek Ramaswamy, an entrepreneur with no political background, recently surging in polls because of his popular policies. Here is Ramaswamy's thoughts on crypto. He's pro-Bitcoin, pro-freedom, anti-Federal Reserve.
Today, the threats are a hybrid of government power and private enterprise that together are able to do what neither one could do on its own. The government not suppressing speech directly, but telling social media companies to censor speech through the back door that the government could not censor through the front door under the Constitution. Can't get the Green New Deal through Congress, no problem. We will instead use financial institutions to get every bank in this country to sign a climate pledge to stop lending to Alaskan drilling or fossil fuel projects instead. Use the same agenda through the back door. We now see that pattern repeating itself with Bank of America turning over data on who withdrew money from their ATMs in places like Washington, D.C. around January of 2021. That is the real threat to liberty and prosperity today. And the common thread that ties all of those things up is fiat money itself. That is exactly how the government is able to use its hybrid of power with the big business in this country to be able to get done through the back door what it couldn't get done through the front door. So one of the things I've said in this presidential campaign is that we will make the 2024 election a referendum on sound money in the United States. I'm in this to actually put the Federal Reserve back in its place. Here's how they're coming for you. 30% possible excise tax on mining for Bitcoin or for digital assets in particular. That is wrong. You do not use punishments for a specific use of energy. One of the things I've said is that you don't want any special favors? Well, then guess what? You don't get any special punishments in return either. El Salvador, at this conference, announced 2 years ago that it would accept Bitcoin as legal tender. Look what's happened in the meantime. Crime is down over 99% in that country. The murder rate is down over 99%. You want to know why? It's because of Bitcoin? In part, it's because it reflects a national self-confidence. A nation that is confident enough to actually accept competition to its status quo is a nation that's confident enough to take on its own greatest challenges at home as well. We can learn from the countries that have already done it, bring that back home here.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr., an environmental lawyer, part of the long line of Kennedys in politics, is running for president. He's very pro-Bitcoin, very pro-freedom. Here he talks about why we need Bitcoin. Now, he uses the Canadian truckers as an example. But remember, the truckers are just an example. It could be BLM protesters next time. Bitcoin can help everybody, and RFK understands this.
As most of you know, that trucker strike was a peaceful demonstration of people who were demanding rights that are sacred and are taken for granted for every American. The right to be free of government mandates, the right for free assembly, the right for free speech, the right to petition our government, all of those things that we take for granted. And nonetheless, and it was a peaceful demonstration, nonetheless, the Canadian government fiercely repressed the truckers' protests. Government officials declared a state of emergency. They suppressed free speech. Perhaps most alarmingly, they froze the bank accounts of hundreds of protesters and their supporters, which they identified using surveillance and data monitoring technologies. Some of these lawful and peaceful protesters, none of these lawful and peaceful protesters had violated any law. They had not been charged, and they certainly had not been convicted. But suddenly they found that they could not access their money, their bank accounts, to pay their mortgages or to feed their families. When I witnessed this cataclysm, this devastating use of government repression, I realized for the first time how free money is as important to freedom as free expression. Our campaign will be the first presidential campaign in history to accept Bitcoin donations through the Lightning Network. And today we move one step closer to the future. Today we show the world the power and the durability and the flexibility of Bitcoin.
Remember, buy and trade crypto at Bitget Exchange. The first 1,000 people who sign up with our link below get a whole host of bonuses. Deposit $100, execute one trade, complete a series of tasks, and earn $5,000. Bitget is a leading spot and derivative exchange, certainly one of the best places to trade. If you don't have an account, use our link below, make an account, be within the first 1,000 people to get access to all bonuses. Texas Senator Ted Cruz, a politician, attorney, commentator, he ran for president in 2016. He makes honorable mentions because as of today, Ted Cruz has not officially announced his 2024 presidential run. If and when he does, Bitcoin and crypto adoption and innovation in America is one of his primary issues. Of all the candidates on this list, Ted Cruz has been perhaps the most vocal on his pro-crypto message.
Incredibly excited and incredibly bullish on Bitcoin specifically, crypto more broadly, but Bitcoin in particular. I think Bitcoin is clearly the alpha in the crypto sphere, both in terms of coming first and also being clearly the most dominant. I think the analogy of digital gold is powerful. And the insight that led to its creation is still extraordinary. Listen, I'm a Bitcoin investor personally. I have a standing buy order. Every Monday morning I have a buy of Bitcoin that comes in. And I own a little more than 2 Bitcoins. So and every Monday I own a little bit more. And I will say, I bought the dip, which I was quite happy with. But I'm also a long-term investor, so I'm fine with some volatility, and I recognize that there's going to be going ups and they're going to be going down. But 21 million is a number that is a firm number. And I think one of the attractions to Bitcoin, certainly for me, but for many, is as a hedge against inflation. And particularly when you have irresponsible politicians in Washington that spend money like drunken sailors, which is actually not fair to the sailors because at least they're spending their own money, and that print trillions and trillions of dollars. We see inflation all across the country. That was driven by this spending binge that happened the last 2 years in Washington, and it unleashed significant inflation. I think Bitcoin is an important check against that. I think it is also powerful in that it is decentralized, in that it is far less susceptible to government control. Listen, I like Bitcoin for the same reason that the Chinese Communist government doesn't like Bitcoin.